I've always believed in the old saying that giving is better than receiving because giving starts the receiving process. So it started off as a basic idea for a fundraiser to raise money for deserving charities, but I didn't have a name for this. So I said to myself, I wanted something unique and direct. Then the word embrace kind of hit me. Now I see and hear that word more than ever before and really never knew just how powerful that word can be. Now we have it. I've got my name, Embrace the First Step.
Mike Roderick, who is the founder of Embrace the First Step, has a wonderful organization that he's put together that really does fundraising through athletic events.
Of the various events that Embrace the First Step will host throughout the year, the main event will be the climbing of Mount Rainier every summer. This is a 3-day climb that will present many challenges. Not quite as challenging and maybe a little more fun are some of the other events, and they are a bike tour, a volleyball tournament, a home run derby for softball players, a long drive contest for golf, and also a golf outing. These are designed to be fun and to encourage strong public participation to raise money for what we call the Cavs concept. The core philosophy of Embrace the First Step and its fundraising efforts will benefit children, animals, veterans, and seniors, otherwise known as our Cavs concept.
They've taken accountability of several nonprofit organizations, and it's that team aspect of helping the smaller organizations create bigger and better things. Embrace the First Step is really embraced that theme of teamwork.
We make a living by what we get. We make a life by what we give. I think Winston Churchill said that. And it's so true. So I think everyone needs to be involved in giving to others and supporting a great charity like Embrace the First Step.
We still got a mountain to climb, but what's really going to help, what really is going to help is your support. We need your support now. We want to raise as much money as we can. I want to raise more money for these charities than I ever possibly thought I could. But the only way that I could do that is through your support.
We all need your support. So get involved, embrace the first step, and support your favorite charity.
these days, once Halloween gets here, everybody is set for Christmas. And they just kind of forget that there's still a lot of people out there who maybe won't have a meal at all on Thanksgiving if it weren't for organizations like the Byron Saunders Foundation.
So in 97, 98, we started this Thanksgiving project, helping families mainly around the southeastern part of Columbus. Started with 50, and now we're up to 2,000 families all over Central Ohio. We do everything up to the distribution, collecting the food, organizing it, then we give the food boxes and gift cards, which they can get a turkey or ham with.
This time of year, food drives, monetary donations, volunteering to actually count all of this food. We have to count it, we have to sort it, we have to log it, we have to pack the actual meal boxes. So many ways to get involved.
I believe God gave us the opportunity in life to do what we do with our life every day. No matter what our stage is in life, we have the opportunity to do what that is. The most important aspect of Thanksgiving is time with your loved ones, with time with people that you enjoy being around. And Thanksgiving just happens to be with turkey ham usually, but I think the greatest aspect is time with your loved ones.
The baseball and football, I have a 2-year-old, almost 3-year-old son, and he's getting to the age where he's gonna be looking to play sports, and I want to be able to do it with him, you know, and I know I wouldn't be able to do it the same as before.
My grandfather fought for 3.5 years in World War II. My grandfather's 91, he still has nightmares. He still wakes up screaming in the middle of the night from some of the horrors that he saw 60-some years ago. And it becomes a multi-generational problem because he transitioned that anger, that rage, that pain to my dad. And frankly, my dad tried to transfer it to me.
I have post-traumatic stress disorder. I'm a 100% disabled vet. I have a lot of problems with anxiety, sleep, nightmares, issues. There's a kettle soup of stuff.
That's part of the problem with post-traumatic syndrome is it's not the same in every person. There's a lot of healing that needs to take place in that for all the family members.
We are literally changing lives and saving families because no other foundation I'm aware of is having this kind of impact for our soldiers coming back.
It's a holistic approach to veterans who are come back from combat.
The Lone Survivor Foundation is such a great organization. The retreats that they provide have helped me and my family out tremendously. Getting the family involved really multiplies the healing factor.
Our main purpose is to help family units. It's easy to get focused on ourselves in the healing process, but at some point in time to integrate the whole family back in, and that's a critical piece of what we're trying to do.
It's meant a lot to us, just helped us be able to talk to each other more.
I thought therapy was a joke, and I'm a big tough guy, and I don't need to do therapy. And then you come and do this and open yourself up to it, and it really does help.
It's just, I mean, it's helped us communicate, and that makes things a lot easier.
It's hard to talk to other people. It's hard to talk to family and friends because they really don't get it. Listening to some of the other couples talking here, it was like, wow, you know, they took the words like right out of my mouth. When we had finished one session, one of the other wives came over and just said, I want to give you a hug. And it was just so touching.
When they leave here, the reports are amazing. You literally changed my life, you saved my marriage, you reconnected me with my kids. You helped them be able to speak to those problems, and that's the start of the healing process.
We hear a lot of the veterans say, you know, I've reached a point now where it's not all about me anymore, it's about my family, which is the line we love to hear. When they say that, we say, it's working.
Most of these guys would go right back in. They're the bravest men and women that you ever could meet.
I went in the service. It's what I wanted to do. It's what I love being in the service. And people that are outpouring of their support is truly humbling.
The first time we heard about NC4K, we were in the hospital for the very first night.
And in the parent lounge, there was this flyer about, you know, Nellie's Catwalk for Kids, and I'm like, what does a catwalk have to do with cancer?
Another mom came up to me and said, you have got to meet this foundation. They do some incredible things for families. You just have to get involved with this.
Alex was in his diagnosis week. And NC4K had brought dinner to the hospital for all of the patients on the 12th floor. And I just remember going through that line, and she had a basket of bracelets, and the bracelet said, kids get cancer too. And I looked at them and I thought, I am not putting that bracelet on because I didn't know yet that Alex had cancer. And I didn't want my brain to go there. I didn't want my mind to go there. Alex is funny, he is active, he plays baseball, he makes us laugh every single day.
My son is Sullivan Brooks. He's stubborn and he's funny and he is sensitive, and I don't know, I'm crying, but he's amazing.
My son is Braxton, and he was diagnosed with stage 4 brain cancer. He's currently fighting it for the second time and is finished with radiation and going through chemotherapy every 2 weeks.
Luke was diagnosed January 22nd, 2013. And so he is 3.5 years into treatment, which just ended a month ago. So we're moving right along with end of treatment.
My son is a cancer survivor. His name's Corbin Norad, and he was diagnosed with neuroblastoma when he was 6 months old. Doctors had told us that he may never be able to walk. We started chemotherapy, and after each round we noticed that he started to regain that mobility in his legs. Just before his first birthday, he got to ring the bell at Nationwide Children's Hospital, signifying that he was done with treatment.
Diagnosed with cancer, NC4K was the very first organization that I looked up online.
They've sent us gift cards, they've had the kids to all kinds of social functions where they can meet other kids that are facing the same challenges as them. It's been really a very positive thing throughout our journey with fighting cancer.
NC4K brings the happy back to life when everything in your world looks negative and awful and sad. Nellie brings it back.
It's a lifeline of hope. It's the security blanket that we're not alone and that there are people out there that will help us and that do love our children.
NC4K changes and helps the lives of local families, and I think that's what's so important, is that they're helping families on a local level.
And they have just been just a source of hope for us, and they've become friends, and they've become part of our family, and they love our kids just as much as we love our kids.
I would say NC4K is love. They love the children. They love the families. They love us crazy moms. Love is how I can say it.